All right, guys, today it was obviously a big emotional red day for me. If you could tell by the thumbnail on this video. But hopefully we're going to learn a few things by this because today I made some major mistakes. And I knew I was kind of off to a rocky start this morning when I got up and literally uh, did not get up in time for 7 o'clock. I actually slept in late today, which was not good. So part of trading is trying to keep that rhythm and getting up on a schedule and things like that. And today I definitely didn't do that. Got up about 10 after 7, and I realized I had slept in, and so I rushed to my computer to get over there to start checking things out, checking the scans, following through the steps, go through the scans, find the stocks, pick out the stocks that are, look for a catalyst, check the fundamental and technical details, all those things that I do when I'm looking at stocks. And of course, right away, right off the bat, CING. Now, one thing I did notice at 7 o'clock was that there really wasn't anything much going on at that point. Just to see where we were at 7, let's see, 8:13. So 7 would have been right in about here. Yeah. So 7 o'clock was right here. And this stock didn't really make a big move. Now, if you would have got in, say, at about 10 till 7 this morning, yes, it was making a move at that point up to 10 from down at about $8.80. So, this would have been a pretty nice little move right here. Not a huge, nothing major, but, good, if you got in, say, from right here on, you could have made a nice little move, and you could have done well for yourself. And obviously, that was a better position than the one I chose, and I'll be talking about that here in a minute, because obviously the MACD wide open. This stock is actually continuation from yesterday when it made some big moves, and I was wondering, since I had made some moves late in the day, that this might hold up for a continuation. But what I find with continuations a lot of times, as they go on, they start to get build a little bit of weakness and stuff like that into them. Things like, flushes like this right here, here and here, they tend to happen a lot more. And the red volume is there. So red volume bars, bigger red volume bars than the green volume bars, not so good. So when I was trading this morning, though, I felt like, this might produce a good move at 9 o'clock. It might not. And when I was watching it, so I'd seen some big shots up, this big squeeze right here at right at 9, roughly 9:03. This squeeze at about a quarter after, and then another quick little scalp trade right here might have been. But I felt like this might have some potential to squeeze up at 9:30 at the opening bell. So I was watching it really closely. I started to see it starting to move up. Now, one thing I probably didn't pay attention to at this point was the fact that we were not really crossed over at this point. Now, I took a trade right in about here pre-morning. I don't know if it was here or here. No, wait a minute. Let's look real quick here. So I took my first trade on CING at a 9:17. So about 15 minutes before the first bell. So that would have been right in about, let's see, here. So it was in these two candles, which I thought, yeah, exactly these two candles right here, where I got a nice little about 100 shares. This is a little starter, and gained 8 cents a share. So it went up $8. So nothing spectacular or anything. 8 cents a share, I'll take it. It was a nice, decent trade. Nothing spectacular. And I should have at that point just not done anything. I should have just left it go. I mean, after all, this stock was showing a little bit of issues with some of these big flushes in there, like this one right here. I mean, we're talking 1026 all the way down to 954, 980, 949. So, that's a pretty big drop. So, I should have been more cautious when I was seeing those things happen. And on top of that, when we got to the open, we were literally tied right with the signal line. Our MACD was tied with the signal line, I should say. And, there's a lot more chance that we could see this false breakout and that this was going to flush, which is even the worst thing, that or false breakout and just go sideways, but even worse, just do a flush and then we lose a lot more. And that's exactly what happened. So we did this trade in here, but then at the open, I thought if something really produces, I'll jump in. And I felt like when it opened right here on this candle, it started to squeeze up pretty good. And I thought, yep, here we go. So I jumped in early and we were above this candle. So I thought, yeah, we're going to go someplace with this. And just like that, I got in and it was up here and boom, dropped big time and came back up, thankfully. So I got out and I was out pretty good on that trade actually, because it went out, let's see, got in at 1061. I dropped almost a full point, 970. And then again, got back in, thought things were squeezing up on the next candle, which looked like it was going to do that. And then bam, 1030 to 1006. I mean, I think that's just a trap that a lot of newer traders, I think, are getting caught. I don't know if more experienced traders, they might have been a little more cautious with this and paying attention to some of the other metrics that I kind of bypassed when I was trading this. So it went flat, and then, honestly, at that point, I was down $97 on the day. So that brings me down to a total account value of $1,151.09. So I dropped $97 because of that. So not too thrilling of a day, honestly. I'm almost twice my maximum daily loss. So $50 is my max loss for the day. And I was actually at that on my second trade. So I should have walked away at that point. I should have. But the emotions got the better of me. And that is the one thing that trading can get you in trouble with, is that emotion. And thinking that, well, I made the trade, so I could just take another one and hopefully it will at least suffer, not get back to even, but just clean up some of the loss and get better. So I decided at that point to call it quits for the day and actually shut my laptop down for the day and said, you know what, I'm just going to let this go and move on. I can't control that situation anymore, but I can walk away, and that's the one thing that I probably did right today. But overall, I didn't keep going, and I didn't suffer more losses and setbacks and stuff, because I spent a lot of time to build this up. And just like that, yesterday it was up $100, almost $100 than this, and today down almost $100 because of this. This was a tough stock to trade, and I actually looked at a few other people online who had traded this particular stock, and they all commented that this was a hard stock to trade today. It was just very, very bad price action. And one thing I would say is that I noticed a lot of topping tails on some of these candles. And being that it was the second day into a move, you have to be a little cautious with that idea as well. I mean, it honestly had good metrics. I mean, volume was up huge today. The float's low, so there's good potential for it, but that doesn't mean it's actually going to do that. There was definitely some the bears were definitely trying to push this stock back down. So that was today. So just to go back, when I got up this morning, the early morning scans, CING was definitely the big one. I looked at a lot of these other ones. I don't think ICG was in the mix yet. This one was a buyout, so that wasn't trading anything. This is a penny stock. This was part of that buyout. So when you really look at this, you weren't getting anything in this mix this morning that was really like, CING was really the only thing. So I decided, at that point, I'm done. I'm not making any more trades. I should have just left it alone with an $8 trade and kept it right there. So, but overall, the trades today, not so good. I should just stopped after the first trade, I would have been a lot further off, I think. So that makes me $22.20 down for the week, which turned a great green week actually into a red week, a small red week. So although so far I will say this, my success rate 66.67% this week. I can't complain. I was hoping for another 80% this week. You know, everything you think about when you do these trades, you think, well, the next trade will be better, and that's just the way it's going to be. You're going to learn things, you're going to move forward, you're going to get better at it. So honestly, you just keep focusing on that, keep focusing on getting better, making better trades, being able to spot things in the metrics and stuff. That's what's going to help you get further along as you get with this. So as I do this, so hopefully if you're learning anything from this, it's use the metrics to your advantage, pay attention to those things. Honestly, when I look at this trade here today, I don't know why I did that, but I did. And that's the big thing. When I get in these stocks, one thing, and I forget to do this, but it is not just looking at the things that are like everything's in order, like, oh man, everything looks good on this stock, but then looking at the things that are going against you, like this big red volume bar, not so good. These flushes, not so good. Topping tails, not so good. Topping tails, flushes. We're seeing a lot of that stuff early on in the day with this stock. So honestly, this stock really was going to be hard to trade just because of those things, and I should have caught on to that right away, but I didn't. One thing that was great though, I think overall, I think if I would have just left my money in the stock at least majority of the day, it would have done very well, honestly, because it was at $10 right in here. This stock shot all the way up to 2083 today. I mean, just huge. And then it even held up in the over hours. Let's see. They even got some news here later on in the day. I think that, I don't know if that helped it or not. I mean, I think it kept the stock up more, but later at the end of the day, the trading day today, I mean, it's still trading at this point. Trading goes till 8 o'clock. So honestly, it's still holding up decently from this morning yet. So will this hold on till next week? Maybe. I'm not really counting on it too much, but so overall, this stock was definitely tough to trade. There's a lot there to do. The price action was choppy, so I should have just said, you know what, today is one of those days, it's just not meant to be, and I should have walked away with an $8 profit, and I didn't. So if you are interested and follow along with my journey as I learn to day trade, you can check out my YouTube channel and subscribe and turn on notifications, all that fun stuff. So if you'd like to check it out, just subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.